Okay, welcome back. My name's Big John again. This should finish us up the down and dirty quick 30,000 foot level look at the Carbine. Now, just like we discussed with pistols, we have two reloads. We have an emergency reload and we have a proactive reload. The proactive reload is, we start out with a full magazine, we engage. We're not sure how many rounds we fired, but we figure we fired a third of the magazine to a little more, and we're in a lull. So we're gonna be able to move to cover. We think everything's over right now, but just to be on the safe side, we want to top off. So what we're gonna do, and now this depends on how you carry your mags. I'm just keeping mine in my pocket right now. But I've come up, I fired, I'm on safe. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna get a mag. Now, unlike the pistol, I'm not gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do what they call a beer can grip, but we're gonna call it a Coke can. So the bullets are facing the direction of my finger. This is the bullet tip, this is the cartridge case back here. I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna form an L. Now, when I form my L, my trigger finger is going to press my magazine release. I'm gonna pull my old mag up, rotate, go up and in, and pull down to make sure it's seated. Now, this round, or this magazine still has rounds in it. I may need these later, so I'm gonna save them. So I'm gonna put them back in the pocket. If you don't have a pocket, you can stuff it behind your plate carrier, behind your chest carrier, however you wanna do it. That is the proactive reload, okay? Now, the emergency reload is, you've engaged, oh crap, I've run dry. So, the same principle applies, except what I'm gonna do is, when I come up, but this is actually a little bit slower, but to me, it is more sure. Dirt and grime, this magazine may not drop free. I may have to rip it free. So, same principle applies. I'm gonna press my magazine release, come down, rotate, go up, in, make sure it seats, and come down. Now, this, because it's empty, I'm just gonna let it hit. Now, on this side here, for the AR, you got what's called the ping pong paddle. This is your bolt release. What you're gonna do, you're coming up, your thumb's right there anyway. Instead of running your charging handle, just take your thumb, let your bolt release go, and you're back in the fight, okay? So, your bolt carrier's going forward, and you're good to go. Now, let's look at it from a standpoint of a stoppage, and you've got a pistol. You come up, I don't care what the stoppage is. It just, you got a dead trigger, or it clicked. If he's inside 25 meters, and this is why you got a sling, you can just let it, you're not gonna put it on safe. Just let it hang, come out with your pistol, and engage. Once that threat's neutralized, put your pistol up, or do a reload on your pistol, make sure it's topped off, because it's there for emergency. Then get your rifle back running. Okay, now, just like your pistol, you have a failure to fire, a failure to extract, a stovepipe. So you've come up, you've engaged, and I'm gonna take my magazine out because I don't have a round in it. And my charging handle won't go, if the charging handle go forward, we won't let the bolt go forward. We're gonna tap the magazine. We're gonna whack the charging handle. So you're just gonna try to rip it out. Now you can do it with your offhand, or if you're prone, you may have to come over and hang it with both fingers. Either way is fine. And you're back in the business, so you engage. If that doesn't fix it, you've either got a double feed or a bolt over base. Now, so we're gonna set up a double feed. come to the camera. I'm not sure how well you're gonna be able to see this with these dummy rounds. But what it is, we have a round in the chamber, and there's another round trying to get in it. And it's got nowhere to go because the round's in the chamber. Hopefully you can see that. So what we're gonna do is, 9 times out of 10, it's the magazine's fault. The feed lips start to spread, especially on aluminum mags, and it'll let 2 rounds pop up instead of 1. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up. Now again, we're using non-diagnostic. So we come up, safety's off, we engage, we ain't got nothing. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna tap the magazine to make sure it's seated. Then we're gonna run the charging handle. Didn't do nothing. So we know we've either got a double feed or a bolt over base. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna lock the charging handle and the bolt to the rear. So we're gonna pull our charging handle to the rear, push the bottom of your bolt. Okay, and that lets the charging handle go forward. That takes pressure off the round that's trying to get into the chamber. Now we're gonna rip. So we're gonna push the magazine release. And in that case, I saw both of them fall out. So with that, I can see the new magazine, make sure it's seated, and run the charging out. If we didn't see both of them come out, maybe it's dark or we just missed it, we rip the old mag out, we're gonna roll it over where the ejection port is facing down, and we're gonna rack the charging out 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, then we're gonna come up and rack it again, and then we're back in the fight, okay? Now the last one is the bad one. And this is what's going to be called a bolt over base. And this is going to take just a second to set up. So what we're going to do, we're going to have the weapon upside down. We're going to drop it around in, and then we're going to release our bolt. Now, here's your bolt. That's one round trying to get in, but see this round up here? That bolt went over the base, okay? So, how are we going to fix it? So we're going to come up. We got a dead trigger, nothing's working. We slap the magazine. We try to rack. When we try to rack, we realize ain't nothing happening. So what we're going to have to do is take our finger and push back. And I'm not even going to be able to get this one. And sometimes you got to get your multi-tool out. Now this is when you definitely want to go. So you hold the bolt back, and you're going to shove your charging handle forward. Okay, and that got it out. But you see how long it took to do that. I've never seen that in real life. The only time I've ever seen that was we had to set them up just to learn how to do them. So that's not something I spend a lot of time on. All right. So that got us. I hope this gave you some information, some food for thought. If your weapon has never malfunctioned, you ain't running hard enough. I've never had, I don't care what it is, if it's man-made, it'll take a dump. It'll take a dump at the worst time. So, except for double feeds, that's about all. And that was just my mags that got worn. If you were on a mag pull, a polymer, the feed lips won't spread like they will on aluminum. They just break off. So it's a lot easier to tell if your mag's bad. But also that's the reason you number your magazines, because if you've got one magazine, let's say it is this number 6, and every malfunction you're having, you're noticing it's number 6, cut that thing up and throw it away. Okay? So, if I can help you, you let me know. Again, this is kind of like the Tactical Combat Carriage Carrier. We hit it hard and fast. I'm trying to slow down my talking to make it easier. But again, this is something it'd take at least a couple days, you know, on the range. But it gives you an idea of what to think about. Again, like I always say, comments, questions, criticism, put them in the comment box. If I can help you anyway, let me know. As always, I remain your humble and obedient servant, John Osborne.